right. Well, without further ado, welcome to the Dice for Good Bad Storytellers. This is session 10 of Remalin. A little bit of a rhyme there today. And I am joined by Matt playing Kyle, Josh playing Leo, and Maddie playing Kubo. And we're jumping back into a pretty tense situation. The world of Remalin has kind of become, well, specifically where you're at, Sheen City, has kind of become entrenched in what can only be described as a special war, a special argument. Majority of the populace is in support of backing the divine people, half divine people that are in the city that are having their autonomy and personhood challenged. But there are forces that are seeking to strip them of that label and try and get them removed from the city of Sheen City, and then Remalin as a whole. We just finished off with kind of a lovely interaction, a dance at the bar with Odina, Kubo, Leo, Jofiel, just a surprise addition, and Deza. And on the way back, we got a communication from Peregrine telling Kubo, hey, Matt's got a plan. Kyle. That was weird. Kyle's got a plan. And communicating with you, and him being very clear to say, like, we're not supposed to communicate this openly with by divine intervention, but we're gonna allow him for now because this is important. Yeah, you guys are driving back. I think it makes the most sense. I just want to verify. You guys are going back to the Cadros Manor.
I thought so last time, but yes, the answer is yes.
Gotcha. Well then, I just want to verify with Kyle then. Kyle, I had established that you were, checking your mailboxes basically. You were kind of reconnecting with your sources of information, and you got news that Gumpton Furclaw, the man that was killed some time ago by Kubo, his head was cut off.
Yep.
Basically, his body was used as evidence to refute a lot of these claims that the Divines are doing evil things, that it was actually some paramilitary group. His body is basically like finally left court control, and his old war buddies are basically throwing him a funeral. They're kind of celebrating his life, and you find this out through some of your connections that they're kind of having an underground ex-military sign-off for their fallen brother.
Yep. And you assumed that I would be down to go infiltrate, and I would.
Yeah, that was my assumption. I hope that's not too inappropriate to say there. But you find out that is tonight, and basically they're kind of having like a midnight vigil, lots of candles, lots of ritualism, ceremony. It's a little like wannabe Masonic is the best way to describe it. It's like they're not actually a very
that intricate, but they're close, they're weird, and yeah.
They fancy themselves ritualistic about it, and it's really not. It's really kind of silly. But yeah. But yeah, you will say that you have kind of gotten this information, gotten back to the Cadros household, and it is about like 9:30 p.m. They've gotten back from kind of dancing and drinks. It was kind of an earlier night. Would Odina still be with you? Or I think she got into a separate car. Isn't that right?
Yeah, last time I do remember she told Kubo she had to go home, but
that's right. So it is Kubo, Deza, and Leo, as well as Jofiel. Although spatial limitations are questionable at best for something like Jofiel. You guys arrive at the Cadros household, and Kyle, you are here doing whatever you want to do to get ready to disguise and infiltrate this midnight vigil that you've got about 2 or 3 hours to get ready for.
I'm finishing the disguise stuff that I put on my coat to make it look more like a suit or whatever. Yeah, fiddling with gadgets. There is. You notice an odd new hat in progress in the corner.
Odd new hat. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys arrive, like the garage opens. This is very Vice City style, like the sun is setting.
Oh, the camera from down below. I'm holding like a big wrench over my shoulder. Yeah.
And you guys come up, having heard that there is a new plot in line here. Kind of the time is yours to prepare, and assuming you guys want to go crash this wedding. Gosh, I keep flipping everything back and forth.
Again, they're the same thing. It's fine to use either word.
Well, agree to disagree, but this rule, that you guys are, and you guys can kind of approach this funeral in any way you wish. You can blow the doors off the hinges and just go in guns blazing, or you can sneak in.
What's everybody else's immediate thoughts on that one?
What's our time? We have 3 hours as well.
Yeah, you're all getting back around 9:30, 10, so it's like 2-3 hours. You want to be there on time, 2 hours.
I mean, as long as I have Joe feel, I'm good.
Okay.
She's like my everything.
Yeah. She's your Goyle, as they say. I'm so
Yeah, I
sorry.
literally can't do anything. Like getting near here.
Kyle, would you say that you have like kind of edgy vibes as you're getting ready, or is it kind of like silly, goofy vibes? What kind of a mood is Kyle in? Actually, I could do a roll. Well, I don't know. You can just tell me.
Unless you're trying to hide your motive, are you ready to blast some?
I mean, I don't know. No, he's not giving off anything excessively violent.
You're just. Oh no, it's all good. You're just been like, I think as they come in, Kubo was probably on this high because he ended up on a date with Odina. He was like, oh, and he sees like you're getting ready, and he's like, oh, okay, go. He's like, I'm gonna go change my shoes and things like that. I'll be right back. He's just gonna go get ready, basically.
Gotcha. Deza will walk up to you, Kyle. He's like, so are we going full disguise? Should we get our human looks on, basically?
Well, considering that you're part of the organization that killed him, and that's not exactly poorly known, I would suggest some degree of disguise, yes.
Didn't need the lecture, but that's fine. We're good. she walks off. She starts going outside. Yeah, and so for a brief moment, it's just Leo and Kyle here. And you guys get all your stuff together. Is there anything else you guys want to do before we're like driving to the location?
We'll make sure he's wearing his hat.
Hmm.
Is it the hat that you have in the corner, or is it just the hat that you gave him to look good?
The hat that I gave him ages ago. Oh no, yeah. The
fedora
hat that I stole for him way back when.
Gotcha. Now, looking good.
I decided, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh my gosh.
This is gonna be such a fun funeral, you guys. Let's go have some fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm definitely sneaking in booze. I mean, come on.
Oh yes, don't worry. Kubo has access to Coke, so.
There we go.
So you guys start approaching. Can I just get? This is going to be a really simple roll. You can do this with advantage too. Kyle, can you just give me like a investigation check with advantage?
Eesh, 10.
10?
Yeah.
Oh wow. You have a lot of pluses to that too, right? That's much lower than I was expecting.
No, not really.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, that's kind of interesting. You know that there's a password to gain entry into this like subterranean chamber they're holding this vigil at. And you don't manage to get the actual passcode, but you know it's something very fruity and flowery and ritualistic. It's basically like a poem at the door kind of a thing. But you guys all drive. It's located in like the like a lesser known sepulcher, like a what's the word? The tombs that are rooms. I can't think of the word now.
Crypt? Mausoleum.
Mausoleum, yes, yeah, crypt mausoleum. So it's like situated in a mausoleum that's like sunk into the ground, and it's in this very large, rolling hills cemetery, far out, kind of in the boonies of Sheen City. But yeah, you drive up, you see a handful of like sparse cars kind of parked in different directions, trying not to make it too obvious which one is the one you're supposed to go into. But yeah, you see, what are you guys doing here? You guys park, pull up. There's no way to be detected yet because there's, you can still see civilians kind of in this outdoor park here.
Kyle, you go to these kind of things like typically are people like sad? I mean, obviously they're sad, but like what do you want me to do? Like as we back you up, do you want us to be crying or like what's the vibe? What's the vibe?
Honestly, you just kind of be yourself. It's gonna be easier that way.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
And then yeah, I'd try and gain entrance to the place, and I'd be fiddling with a small little cube as I walk up to the speakeasy thing. Yeah, kind of.
The cube.
Okay. We'll say it's going to take a little bit. We'll say, I think everybody roll me a perception on this one, because you know that it's happening here. You know, like the lot that it's happening in. There's not like a clear entrance or exit situation. And so I want you guys to kind of be advantaged or disadvantaged based on how well you roll here.
Okay. Kubo got 19.
19, all right.
Leo 8.
Leo 8.
Leo 8.
Hmm.
Leo.
Oh, sorry. Did I miss the last one? I thought.
I was 11.
Okay. So sorry about that, guys. So you guys are looking around. It's pretty dark, and this is out in the boonies. So there's not like a lot of light that makes it really easy to see like walking figures. But at one point,
raise your hand if you have dark vision.
oh, there you go.
Woo!
It's all of us.
So Kubo spots this, and then you're able to verify, Kyle. You see kind of on the other side of the lot, like three men, clearly kind of already tumbling in terms of like being pretty deep in their cups already. Walk around a large crypt, and you can kind of see where they disappear into. They see them like knocking on the door. You're still like maybe 300 feet away, but you know where the entrance is. And you know where these three drunk soldiers went into just a moment ago.
Okay, so we gotta be sneaky.
I'd sneak up nearby and just wait and see if I can overhear the password being relayed as people are going in.
Gotcha.
Kind of a hide in plain sight near-ish, just look, super passed out.
Okay.
Put a pull up a paper bag like over my gun.
So you guys just kind of stand out here. I think Deza pulls out like a cigarette and starts lighting a cigarette. And you guys just kind of try and get vibes going. What?
What did you get that? You started smoking?
I can smoke. I smoke.
Oh my god, since when?
I started. I don't know. I don't have to tell you everything.
No, I'm just interested. Can I?
You roll your own. I got a pretty good blend here.
Amazing.
What?
So
He's a cowboy. He totally rolls his own little
No,
cigarette.
no, he definitely does. I love it.
no worries. Okay. So I want to get some deception rolls from people. I think we'll say that you're pretty able to hear these guys as they come in pretty easily. But this method of trying to sneak in will cost you some time. So, it was a long drive out there. We'll say it's like you guys basically have like 30 minutes before it starts when you start here. And I'm going to roll to see how much time you have once you get inside.
I got a 22 on my deception.
22. Wow, that's awesome. 22 on deception.
Deception.
And let me know what you get as well, Kyle. I rolled for
22.
I'm sorry, Kubo. I did roll for Deza,
Kubo only got a 12.
the 12. Okay. I think the vibes that get off is like Kyle is an old ex-military, and you guys are like his nephews that seem to be out like with him at this time. And so nephews and nieces in this situation. But basically, it's basically like you hear somebody come to the door eventually and they mess it up a couple times. They're like, God, you're such an idiot. Come on. And it's basically like an old army chant. It's like, the brothers bond will always brew, and then we'll go out and kill the few. It's like something very rhymey like that. I had it written down, but now it's not funny or interesting. So
All right.
So yeah, you managed to gain entry. The stone door kind of moves aside. It's clear that they've repurposed it to move a little more than crypt mausoleum doors normally would. And you're able to come down. They've lit candles. There's like a descent down into this place that normally would just be like a small family crypt, but it opens up and it's like a large kind of amphitheater looking room that you realize now makes up like the majority of the hill here. And so it's quite a sizable room.
Yep.
But they're only using a small portion of it. And so they're like, like row of candles that go all the way down to like a small sectioned off area that's also filled with candles. And you can see that this is not an open casket basketing because, funeral has no head. But it looks like they do have the casket out there and a couple old people there just kind of talking to each other. It looks like, all things considered, this is a pretty chill event. What are people's instincts to do here?
I mean, I'd try to gather information, just commingling and bullshitting my way through it.
There you go. Heck yeah. I think Kubo is gonna kind of like try to like
play the excited nephew that wants to know, what do they get up to?
Oh, what happened? Well, I think he will kind of like stay back a bit because I mean he is the guy who did this, But depending on Kyle's success, he's gonna start kind of like coming up and be like, "Well, hi," And he's gonna though be listening to try to see if he can hear anything that would lead back to like the Iagran dwarves or Savage.
Okay, yeah. So you can do an investigation check, but it'll be with a disadvantage if you just want to be listening in. If you want to ask people, I'm going to let you make a persuasion check, but you'll also make a deception check to make sure that they don't, kind of sniff what you're stepping in. And this is
okay. If it helps, so I did get really low for investigation. I only got a 7, but I did just roll persuasion and I got a 17, and then I can roll a deception. I'm thinking he would probably try to lay low and really just kind of ask something like, well, I guess depending on what the 7 gets me.
Yeah. So with a 17, I'll give you with a 7 you get very little. The 7 you basically just hear that no one here is really talking about the Eogran dwarves. It seems like these guys are like hired mercenaries, and a lot of them don't have direct relationships to them. They think they're kind of neat, which is a problem. The 17 with the persuasion, I'll say that however you ask, you get some information. You get some information you didn't expect to get, but the deception will kind of inform how made you are, basically.
Okay, well, we're gonna figure this out, aren't we? So I think Koopa's gonna kind of try to ask, maybe a group, oh, hanging away from the casket, like kind of by the door, maybe like he was, and just kind of maybe kind of catch the vibe and be like, yeah, so this might not at all be the right place, but I was just wondering if anyone here had heard of this. I remember back at like a couple months ago or whatever, he'd mentioned, I think, to my uncle over here, like being excited to work with them, and I don't know, I guess how's that going?
Excited to work for them, like the dwarves.
No, I mean, well, you know how it is. Like, not excited to work for them, but maybe more like excited, like to be doing stuff. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, well, it's a shame when somebody dies outside of, battle in the normal sense. It kind of looks like he just got, one hit KO'd. So,
Mm.
poor guy. But I mean, normally they're great to work for. Normally it's not so risky. I guess, he just got unlucky, I guess you could say. Are you looking for work?
Kind of. I have one of my friend's brothers. Like, I guess he disappeared a couple weeks ago and was like doing stuff with them. And I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I just kind of was wondering if that like they're still considered cool or not, or if like they're kind of sketchy to work for. I'm kind of worried about them.
One of your friend's brothers. The Agron dwarves left. What did you get for your deception?
Oh, I'm rolling that right now. Oh, a 7.
He looks at you strangely. For a moment, he goes, "The Agron dwarves haven't been in town for a while. There've been no jobs anywhere, unless, yeah. Sorry to tell you, you don't. It's not going to be able to get some work for them whether you want to or not right now. So, might not be a great question to answer." Um,
Yeah, none of my business. I apologize. We're at a funeral. Thanks. Sorry.
um, Yeah, you kind of pull away from that. I will give you some more information. No, I'll say this. At one point in your conversation, he basically says, if you want to do contract work, they're great. If you want to join them, don't. That's kind of what he lays out. And what you get with the persuasion there is they've heard of people joining the Ogren dwarves from Sheen City, and none of them have been around afterward. You know what I mean? Like they're not on the radar. They're not like easily communicable to. Yeah, I think Jophiel just sits. Jophiel is the worst person to be here. She's just kind of standing beside, just like, wow, this is quaint. This is very quaint. She's just kind of following around Leopold, with doing whatever Leopold wants to do here.
Um, I think I'm gonna just take Jofio around and just like show her around because I'm also exploring as well. And I'll ask like, oh, have you been exploring your time? Have you been enjoying your time that you've been spending with us as like a part of the group?
I rather have. It is so engaging to be here. Mortals are quite curious. Her eyes kind of look off into the middle distance here or there. And she seems to be like sensing something you're not sensing. And just she kind of like tilts her head and just kind of feels strange as she finishes this sentence. But as she's walking around talking to people, she truly does not care for any of their well-being or anything. She talks about the deceased very bluntly, like, "Oh, I never knew him, but death comes for us all." A couple of people get kind of mad at her, but like there's kind of like this like weird tense energy of like the uncle everybody knew but nobody liked. And so yeah, that's kind of the vibe you get as you're exploring around. Kyle, what are you getting here?
I was gonna try and just straight up bullshit my way in as someone who had worked with him in the past, and kind of continue with what I was asking about that one night at the bar to try and see what they're working now, and if they might know
So you're trying to get more information about Peterson, basically.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, you can roll me this with advantage, deception with advantage here. Just for humor's sake, has anybody told him that you guys found out that Efferden is going to be Senator Peterson's ride?
No, I don't think so.
No, you
So with a 22, you find out very quickly, and it feels like an enormous revelation that he plans to use Efferden as of right now as his ride. And so this is an enormous revelation. You find out from some like second connection that like, yeah, he's got a foolproof friend. He's got friends in high places. He's gonna ride a dragon into the vote. It's gonna be such a flex on all the normie, heaven-loving bigots out there.
And Adlaria didn't tell me this. That bitch.
Never came up. We were having such a lovely time at cards.
Yeah. She thinks she gets a point out of this.
But then after this, you explore a little further. You basically find out that if for any reason that doesn't work, he has a backup plan. But they don't know the details of the plan. They just know it's a long shot. That it's like, basically he's going to pull some very illegal magic, basically. That is like not high level, just real grungy, and do some stuff that is very weird. But it's not like it might be a moot point. If your plan goes off, you might not ever need to know what that backup plan is. But yeah, I think you're able to get that information. And with a 22, they just think that you're some dude. Every individual doesn't remember from their unit that was in the other unit over. And so you just kind of manage to like keep trading hats in terms of like, they're like, oh, did you firm at the 53rd? No, I was in the 53rd.
Straight up cold reasoning with them. Like, oh God, we had that corporal, his name was
Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cigarettes. Yeah, a lot of that.
He was always.
A lot of these guys don't get a lot of social time, and so they really love feeling like somebody remembers anything about them. But yeah, it's kind of sad. Okay, is that I think that the night starts to wind down, and you kind of feel that like people are getting their time in here, and then I think we're just gonna run right into this. You guys hear a sickening crack come from the casket, and I think it's very clear that at first you think the wood cracked, and then you recognize it as bone.
Oh,
Oh,
spicy bones.
oh no.
Who's the closest to it?
I didn't kill you. He did.
No.
You say that?
No, but God, I want it. That'd be so funny.
This is why Kubo's by the door, actually.
Hey, Kubo, come here a minute.
Is it
Yes.
the direction of where Jofia was looking at? Strangely,
I think what you notice, Leopold, is like nobody was looking at the casket when this is happening. They're all in their conversations. But as everyone turns to look, you see Jophiel, and you realize that she was already looking at the casket before the crack happened.
I kind of start slinking into the shadows as some odd bullets start getting loaded into the gun that I don't have.
Yeah, I also want to prep, but I have a
Some-
question
Yeah,
for
some
the DM.
Schrodinger's bullets get loaded in. Yeah,
So, with the fake gun, the no gun. um, so I forgot if we confirmed this, but do I have the multiple Jofiel copies? Yes.
yes. If you
Okay.
choose to do so, you can have them
Yeah, I
split.
choose to manifest the other two Jofiels forth and have them both go towards the casket, but in a way where they're kind of blocking it from the people, just in case it like explodes and splinters everywhere or something. Like they'll
Are
take the blow.
are you trying to be secretive about this, or are you blowing cover? Are you like
I mean, I want to secretly make multiple of the same super tall angelic woman, but also quickly make them be there.
I'm gonna say this: roll me a deception with disadvantage, and we'll
Am
say
I
that this is
good?
gonna take like a full round, and so we'll see how this pans out. It could go well.
Okay,
I think
deception.
Deza, pulls out her knives. She's ready to roll down, and just kind of looks to you, Kubo, just kind of like, is this something that we know about?
Kubo's just gonna say, no, but might as well send another soul back to Feral.
Kubo, you sense anything undead? This is kind of
Oh,
last thing I yell as I, get into cover.
I don't know, do I? Hold on.
I think that is a feature of paladins. Let me see. Paladin level. You're level 7.
I think I have to use a spell.
No, it's not. It's a special feature you can do a certain number of times a day equal to, I want to say 2 plus your charisma modifier.
Really? I don't see that, but I'll take it. Is it like a part of my turn, the unholy or something?
You got a divine sense, I believe it is called.
Yeah, divine sense.
Oh, I
Yep.
do. I'm so tired. Okay, well, that's fine.
Number of times
Just-
equal to 1 plus your charisma modifier.
so 5. Wait, sorry, 7. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
plus your
I'm so sorry.
charisma
1 plus 3. What are we doing?
What's your stat?
Okay,
What's your charisma stat?
I have a +2.
Okay. So yeah, it'd be 3 times until you between long rests.
So you can
Yes.
divine sense on what's in the casket and see what you can sense here.
Sick. Let's do that.
Okay. So you use your divine sense. I'm going to read this here real quick.
Sensling divinely.
You sense a very powerful infernal presence. You sense that this is something. Last time you felt something this profound was when you were meeting with Farrell in the with his family in hell.
Okay. We got a live one. I think
What is
Kubo's
it?
gonna shout that.
I thought it was a zombie.
What was that, Kyle?
I yelled, "What is it?"
I think all she gets is divine, or
I think I just get good or evil.
You would know whether it's like fiend, celestial, or undead.
So it is a fiend, and I will say that it is more powerful than most. Like, it's not like a tiefling. You can tell this is juicier than just like an infernal flavor species of person. This is a creature.
I'm just gonna actually, yeah, Kubo's just like something fiendish is coming.
Great.
That's
What'd you
right.
get on your roll, Leo?
Infernal. I'm gonna
You got
yell
an 8.
better. I'll ask its name.
You're asking the infernal presence's name?
Yeah, I'll yell it out in infernal as I'm undercover.
So this is a room full of ex-military people. And so
Oh my god.
a lot of things happen all at once the sickening crunch happens. A bunch of people just drop to one knee and there are guns pointed at the camera. Easily like 20 people in the room do that. Kyle, you kind of flip back and start loading in bullets. Kubo and Deza pull out their weapons. And then I think the thing that kind of disrupts the militaristic feel the most is just kind of in bright flashes of light, twins of Jophiel just kind of like erupt out of the darkness. And it's like the location would suggest that they were trying to like sneakily appear out of the darkness and then just be there. But there's a very clear like camera flash of bright divine light. And so they're immediately made and everyone can see them. But there is now 3 sets of Jophiel in the room, and you yell out what its name is infernal. You do, huh?
I demand its name. Yeah.
Tell me your name.
From cover.
You hear some more. And just kind of you can see the casket jostling underneath whatever is moving inside of it. And right as you hear this, it's like a beat and then a beat, kind of like horror movie style. You hear this like gnarled voice go, and then bony appendages shoot out of the casket.
Oh my god.
And we're going to roll to hit on 2 people here. These are just people in the audience that are further ahead of you guys.
Wait, does Jophiel help? Because I wanted her to be there.
You want to do a block? Yeah.
Yeah, to like take the hits for people if
You're so nice, Leo.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
I knew something was gonna explode or something. Too much cracking.
Bad feeling. So one of them, the bony like thing shoots out at like a kneeling soldier, and Jophiel basically intercedes and just easily bats it away because it was kind of off the mark already. The second one, you have her stat sheet, right?
Yes.
So for one of them, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Not a huge DC here.
Dexterity save is something good. Oh my god, it's 5.
She goes to attempt to bat away this like bony projectile, and she is unable to stop it as it sticks into one of these people and deals 1d8 plus 4.
Oh.
So 11 damage to one of his soldiers. Thankfully, it's a soldier, so he can take more than that, but not much more than that. So he takes 11 damage, and we're going to start going into initiative here. Does that work out for people?
CC.
Okay.
Woo!
We get some good battle here.
Oh, I'm like struggling to look for where my initiative thing is.
It's been a bit. We haven't done battle for a while.
I got 21.
Nice, dude.
Finally, for high roll.
I think Kubo's gonna like kind of hiss at Deza like, maybe this is like not a good time, but I like killed him, so maybe I should like just leave. Maybe he'd go back to bed.
I don't think that's how that works. I mean, it's a good thought. I mean,
like, yeah.
Honestly, not a bad question to ask though, because would it have woken up if you're not there?
That was not how it was asked. Not the go back to bed was the. Laughing at that, not the idea.
Oh, we're all stuck alive. It's fine. Oh, sorry. I got a 16 on my initiative.
12.
Great. And what's I gotta do? So 21 was Leo, and then
Yes, sir.
Kyle was 12. Okay. And then okay, so with that, then Leo, you and Jophiel get the drop on them. You're able to get started here. The creature isn't even out of the casket yet.
Nice. How far is the creature from me and the other Jophiel?
I will start writing this out so that I can keep track of it mentally.
And also, how far am I from Kubo? Kubo, bo.
If I can get within 30 feet of it, I could maybe turn it.
I mean, I just want you to be in my vocal range.
Okay.
So all of these little X's here are military people, and I just realized it will reverse everything I show you. So this is great. But J1 and J2 on the left and right side near the casket, those are the two
Mhm.
Jophiels. And then back in this far corner with you, right here, is Jophiel, the Jophiel Prime, and
Okay.
Leopold. Kyle is in the far back corner, and then Deza and Kubo are over here.
Okay. How far is that by feet?
We're gonna say that you guys are 60 feet out. Kyle and Kubo, or excuse me, Deza and Kubo will be about 45 feet out, and then Joe Fiel is like 15 feet out. It's the two Joe Fiels near the front,
Okay.
and then
So I'm
Kyle
gonna
will be like a full 60 feet back.
okay, so I'm gonna face Kubo and Deza. I'm gonna scream, Kubo, is this a real like bad one? Like is this like something we should take 100% seriously all out by this fiend?
I mean, he's pretty bad. Yeah.
Okay, it was like you're the angelic, you know, Asmar, who knows, maybe this is something more serious than what it
Are you
looks.
saying this out loud?
Oh
Deza will like interrupt like, I think it's pretty bad.
okay, so then with that, I'm immediately gonna put my hand out for Jofio, and then that ends my turn. And then it's Jofio's turn.
I mean, it's good to be a long conversation in battle is great. Okay, Joe Fiel's
Yeah,
turn.
so me talking to Kubo is my action. And then my bonus action would just be having my hand out for Jofio. I'm gonna have my tattoo arm, my right arm out and exposed to her, and obviously exposed throughout the room. Now her turn, I'm gonna have the third Jofio that's with me face me, and we both do a handshake, and with that, my tattoos all glow, including the markings up to my shoulders, with a shimmering light. I guess you could say kind of like an aurora borealis type of thing, as it illuminates multiple colors, and a bright light forms. And as that ends, you see me and Jophiel as one being, as I have angelic wings. And I receive 45 temporary hit points and an 18 AC.
So is this like you receive her like she's kind of like overshadows you kind of a thing,
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, like she
or
has,
armor?
it's like there's an aura of her around me,
Okay.
and the wings are translucent, so like you can see through them, but they're there, and I give off a radiant energy of light, and my fist also glow radiant energy.
Gotcha. So fusion dance completed. You have some of the features of Joe Fiel and a bunch more HP. Are the other Joe Fiels able to take an action?
No, all Joe feels are removed and deleted, and all of them are me as one.
Interesting.
And that's
Okay.
it. And that ends my turn. Like that's everything I could do.
Okay, cool. Wild. The other Joe Fiels, another flash of light. And Leo has got better posture. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, just
And height. And height.
Leo, yeah, this is a very a lot to take in. So we're
It's my
gonna
other family.
breeze past it until we understand it more. Okay. Now that will be back to the whatever's in this casket. It explodes. The wood splinters all over the place. Not in the, but the forceful expulsion of matter, and large bony wings shoot out from the casket, and there is this large headless demon that just beneath its chest is just this, like it looks as if the bones on the inside of its skeleton, of the inside of the body, have jutted out and are pushing against the skin of the creature. And its bones have become large and sharp and strange. and it explodes out, and it is going to start attacking. I think it is going to go straight for the Jophiels are not in position, so they aren't even threats to him, so he's not going to attack them. But he's going to attack other people. And wow, 2 misses. Nat 20. Okay. So
Wow.
you see that its tailbone seems to have extended into a large stinging apparatus. And so it slashes at 2 with these long, elongated claws, and it misses the first 2 soldiers. And then it shoots its tail directly into the third one, and it critically hits. I'm going to see if this guy even has a shot at surviving.
Oh.
Wow. This thing nasty, guys. This thing nasty.
Oh, good thing I did this then.
Yeah. I'm glad that Deza backed Kubo up after he was kind of like, I mean, yeah. Like this whole, I don't know.
Sorry, I'm not used to having to roll this many dice. It's been a while since I've done a more involved combat.
Love it. I hope we all roll 3d12 someday. Constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this last tail shoots into him, pushes into and then through this guy's chest, and then rips out, and you can see a gross green putrefaction coming from his wound as he falls down fully dead. It's kind of like a scene in a horror movie, and like all the people with like the guns are like, "Holy shit!" Some of them start running for the exit, like, "Wow!" Like screaming, just like, "What the hell?" People are panicked now. A lot of these soldiers have lost their nerve here, but not all of them. Now that is to these cops slash old fighters. So I'm going to make a judgment call here on which one stayed and which one left. So we can say 1 from each row. That seems fair. So that means that this thing's going to get a helping serving of bullets. I'm going faster. I'm picking up speed. I got drive. I got the power. We stay hungry. We devour.
Devour it. Just upside down twerking.
Yeah.
There's 1. Let's see. Ooh, that was good. Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
I'm always hungry.
Okay, so 4 of these guys hit, which is quite good.
Nice.
And so then 1 of them crits.
Even better.
Okay, so
I hope I crit.
8, 12, 14, 20. Okay, so this thing gets peppered with bullets as these guys just go pow, 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 like lots of bullets from all over the place. People that aren't running have dealt quite a chunk of damage to it, but this thing's such a bloody mess, it's kind of hard to gauge whether it's actually taking a lot of damage or not. But it does not seem to be moving any slower right now. Now it is to Kyle's turn.
Okay.
Ooh.
My command figured out here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and peek out from cover briefly and use the bonus action Deadeye thing. I'm gonna take careful aim and then fire off a special round that I loaded last time, which was me casting my arcane weapon. So
1,000,000 damage. Oh,
One punch gun.
Is that a at advantage nat 1?
both double net one at advantage. What is that called? It has to be
Right.
something.
Unless I typed the code wrong, but yeah, apparently that's what happened. So
Yikes.
I jinxed it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So we're going to. Cool. Okay. So yeah, it goes wide. You're not able to hit it. Very unlucky shot. Lots of people running past you. There's like 4 soldiers running past you out of this empty area, and the shot goes wide. Let me see. Going on. Now it is to Kubo. Excuse me. I flipped the order, but it will be right from here on out. I apologize.
It's all good. How close is the monster to me now? Or sorry, the demon.
The demon has just exploded out of the casket. It's only gone about like 10 foot forward and just attacked the things right in front of it. So it's
That's
about 35 feet from you.
Oh, it's still 5 feet away. Okay, that's totally fine. Well, so I am now channeling divinity, and he's gonna run up to try to attack it, and we're just well, let's just get into it. Let's just get into it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Will a 17 hit?
17 will not hit.
Okay.
Damn.
Then for the second, I guess, action I have there, I would like to try to turn the unholy on it since I'm within, 30 feet of it. It needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, turn the unholy. Awesome. So wisdom saving throw from this guy. That is a 10 on the die, which is only a 12.
He fails.
Awesome. Okay, let me look up how this works.
On failure, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. So I think it's like, if I remember from our first session with the ghost, doesn't this make him like...
part of his fear, it needs to spend all of its time trying to get away from you.
Yeah.
Can't take reactions. It can only use the dash action or try. Wow. Okay.
To add some flavor, I feel like after Kubo like missed, he's just not having it, so he probably like snarled at it and was just spooky to him. Or maybe he could say, sorry, I did just wake up before this, so I'm a little tired, but maybe he says something like, Crumpton, like, maybe I need to, like, I didn't realize I didn't finish the job last time.
So you go try to attack it. You like run your sword along its ribs and you don't find any purchase. And then you start speaking to it, like kind of intimidating it, like, oh, I didn't kill you like I should have last time. What a shame. And you see it seize up. Like it's strange because you recognize like human anatomy within this strange bony monstrosity, and it just kind of like retches back from you in like disgust or anger or fury. I will say it is turned, but if it takes damage, this effect ends. And it has 1 turn before the other soldiers will fight, and it'll be pretty hard to avoid all of them from shooting again. But just so you know, this is very good for your turn, but it will probably take damage.
I mean, if I have a bonus to maybe back up a bit, I would love to do that. If not, Kubo has made his action, so.
Yeah, I think with 30 movement, you'd have to run 30 forward to try and hit it, so you're where you're at. You're right in front of the creature. Going on, now we are at, so there's Kyle. Now we are back up to Leo.
Oh, okay. I'm going to. I'm gonna put my arms up and both of them up to get like people's attention, just in case if they're still in here for some reason. And with an overtone of Jophiel in my voice, we will say, "Fear not, humans. run and flee now while it is still safe. And we fly straight 70 feet towards the demon. And with my radiant fist, I punch him.
Okay,
De-
great.
and that's a 20, dirty 20, dirty 20.
Incredible.
Wow.
That is incredible.
Okay.
Okay. And then, okay. Damage. Okay.
So yeah, with a dirty 20 you hit. So Kubo, you run up, intimidate this thing, and then a glowing like Dragon Ball Z level divine empowered Leo just smashes it in its weird torso head,
Yeah.
just with intense velocity.
Dealing 10 radiant damage.
Okay. That's
Boom. And now I'm gonna use her other action to attack again with another radiant fist.
okay. Yeah.
That's a 15 to hit. No, right?
Yeah, the 15 to hit, it's able to stop your attack and just kind of resist against it. But you definitely just, well, bam, chunk into it. You hear bones crunching. Yeah. Ooh, this is good balance here, actually. I'm kind of happy about it.
And my turn.
At the end of your turn, you see the bone demon is going to look to you and start swinging.
Leave me alone. My peoples.
That is a 20 and a 12 to hit with its first attacks.
Yes, definitely.
Both or just one?
Both.
Ooh, okay. And then the last one is a 16 to hit.
No.
The 16 doesn't hit?
No.
It was 12 and 20. Does the 12 not hit?
Oh, I heard a 20 and a 21. Oh no, my
I
bad.
see. No. Yeah,
My
sorry.
AC is 18.
Okay, so one of the claws gets you for 11 damage as it multi-attacks at you. But you're feeling juiced, and you are able to avoid, especially and most importantly, the nasty stinger as it kind of tries to arc back at you. Now it flies up. It is 10 feet in the air with its movement. And so it kind of it doesn't disengage with you guys. So Kubo, you get an attack of opportunity. Or if you want to use yours as well, you are in melee range, Leo, too.
Does a 23 hit?
Oh yes.
23 definitely hits.
Heck yeah. Let's get it. And that's 8 damage from Kubo.
Damage, okay.
That's 22 to hit.
That'll hit. Wow, great. Okay.
Yeah, let's get it.
That is that's 13.
Woo!
13 damage. Okay, wow.
Nice.
Just for flavor, I think Deza, who's standing there with her knives, has like kind of been weighing back to see her moment and just sees you full Dragon Ball Z slam into this guy. He's like, what the hell is happening? Moving on, that is going to be the guards. You see more of them lose their morale and start fleeing. Now there's a very few of them left in the building. There's only one that's fully dead. So both of these miss. Both of those miss. Bullets go wide from all of the guards, all of the cops and ex-military. They're spooked. Their morale's gone.
Bless your soul.
Bless my soul. Moving on, that is going to be Kyle. No, excuse me. Now it's Kubo, then Kyle.
Okay, cool. Let's just try to get this bread. I'm gonna try to see if I can hit this guy again.
It is 10 feet in the air.
Will a 19 hit him?
It will. But But I guess you would be able to reach from 10 feet because, you're already 7 feet up. Yeah, so you're slashing up at it, but a 19 will hit. So, yeah, you can hit at it.
Okay, okay, so yeah, that's 9 damage, and just for flavor, I want to add in a Divine Smite.
Very good plan.
Let's see, one spell slot to deal 2d8 radiant damage. Okay, 2 seconds. Okay, and then with a Divine Smite, that's 13 damage.
Okay, what level was that?
You can expend 1 spell slot to deal 2d8, so I just did 1 spell slot.
So 1d8.
Yes. No, I did 2d8. I think that's 2. It's a level 2 spell.
Okay, gotcha. Great. I was like, okay, great. Just want to make sure. That was a good roll then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you slash up at it. Peregrine's divine energy is not bright, but it is very unique. So it's a kind of a goopy blue energy. Gosh, I am sneezing like crazy. I don't know what's going on. So sorry. But anyway,
Stop it in the name of the Lord.
Your only attack you're able to make here, Kubo? Or would you like to use your movement?
I'm gonna back up a bit if I can. Yes, please. Just a bit.
Have reach, so you're able to do that.
Yeah, I just want to get out of reach.
Oh, it does have reach. Excuse me. So yeah, if you back up, it will take its attack.
Never mind. We're good. I tried to hit again, and I just got like a 10, which will not hit. So yeah. I think Kubo's done.
Okay, so you're just poised, ready underneath. I'm gonna say Deza will close here as well, and she's gonna try and attack. I think, yeah, those are both hits. So I'm just gonna, she does an indeterminable amount of damage, but she does connect with it. She throws daggers as she runs up and closes with it.
It's like not a lot, but it's still something.
Yeah, she does do 11 damage.
Oh, cool. Okay.
She manages to hit with both of her attacks. She just whips these daggers out at her, which she does not have on her person anymore. Okay, now it is to Kyle.
Okay. Well, hoping for a better outcome on his shots, he does the same thing. This time with a 23 to hit.
Nice.
23 definitely hits.
Okay, it's going to be technically one of that. It's 22 magical piercing and 1 thunder.
1 thunder, okay. The Schrodinger gun goes off, very loud, clearly more robust than the other more military standard issue guns that are in the crowd here. 23 damage. And it is magical, right? It's magical piercing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is definitely the mark at which this thing stops looking so good. It starts to kind of gurgle unhappily as it kind of had an emotional roller coaster. It grumbled, popped out, killed a guy, and then was feared, and then was not feared as it got punched by an angel guy. So it's had a whirlwind few rounds here. But then going back up to the top of initiative, that will be back to Leo.
Finish him.
I will fly closer to it and give it another 1-2.
Okay, roll the hit.
We'll give it some natural 20s. Come on. No, 9 to hit. I will use my extra attack to 18 to hit.
Unfortunately, no. You
No.
float up and then go for 2 hits, and it manages to evade you. It just zips about with its like kind of fluttering, hovering wings.
All right, my turn.
Okay, he's engaged in the air with it. Moving on as the Bone Demon. I think it is like laser focused on the guy just because it keeps being your turn that you go for it at. I think he's gonna keep trying to hit you.
Touch me if you dare.
That is a 24 to hit and a 21 to hit.
Oh my god. Yeah.
No.
And then the
all of them
last
hit.
one is a nat 1, which was the big scary hook thing. So lucky there.
Oh
Woo.
my god. Am I gonna fall from this? How high are we? We're like 8
You're
feet,
like
10
10
feet?
feet in the air.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
It's 10 feet. Kubo will
That
catch you.
was 14 damage from its 2 bone spikes.
Okay.
So really, you're not doing too bad. But if this tail
Oh,
gets
let's say
you,
14 total?
14 total. Yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
got low damage rolls.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, yeah, the tail is the real bad situation.
Jophiel's form is flickering, just letting everyone know. But that's it.
Okay, moving on, that is going to be the guards. I think the last of the guards have recognized that they can just make a tactical retreat here and have fled. It looks like there's only one last guard that is going to use as an attack to try and engage with this.
Sounds about right. Bunch of pigs. I'm
One
sorry.
last
I just love.
Should have just
dude.
ran away, like I said.
21. There's 1d6 + 3. And that's halved. You see that this is not, their bullets are not magical, and so they are not dealing the damage that they could to these this creature. But yeah, this one guy manages to land a hit. Moving on, that is going to be Kubo's turn.
Let's get this bread. Okay. See if we get lucky. Kubo fails to hit both times. So, well, good for us.
Okay. Moving on, then that will be back to Kyle.
Once again, fires from hiding. Ooh, and we crit this time. Finally.
Yay!
I told you.
There we go. So that'll be 39 points of damage.
Easy.
Woo!
I was just gonna be. I was gonna be rolling for Deza's damage as she threw some daggers, but it's irrelevant now. How would you picture this finishing it?
All right,
Ooh.
so he as this bone devil, flies up and is punched back a little bit by Leo angel form, Leo L. And retaliates. The form kind of starts to sliver, and it's just hovering there in open air. And I just take a full-on pot shot right at the base of its neck.
Nice.
And something happens based on something that I'm holding, and just big bloody hole is appears at the base of the neck as viscera and cervical vertebrae just start flying out the back, and then there's this little echoing bang, and I'm just standing there. Yeah.
From nat 1 to nat 20, this combat kind of started. Revolve guard started to flee. Pow, pow. I picture kind of Kyle picking different spots out in the dark of this room as he's walking around, and you get the perfect angle. And pow! As this thing falls, 2 daggers zip by exactly where it just was, and Deza goes, "Great, fine, cool, great."
I mean,
Good, Daisy. You had the spirit. That's all that matters.
This thing crumples to the ground. You can hear its bones cracking as it starts to just kind of bleed out this kind of goopy black ichor.
I'm gonna obviously try and sample it.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, can Kubo grab 2 bones and give them to Deza so she can make bone daggers?
Just grab the bones off of it.
We as Leo L or Jophiopole will approach the being and try to see if this was conjured,
Yeah.
or if this was like a transformed thing, or like if it's all bonies, like is it like the original, or is it like more bones than usual?
More bones.
A mixture of other things.
real quick, Kyle, just so you know, Kubo is gonna be like, oh yes, the most powerful magic of all, a gun.
The no gun.
What are those?
Oh,
And then
gosh.
What are you talking about?
pat you on the shoulder and give
His
David her
box.
bloody bones.
9/10 of a relationship with Kyle is just humoring him when he continues to assert that he does not have a gun. So,
I don't even know what that is. What are you guys talking about?
Can't gaslight me. I'm a gaslighter. No, just kidding.
so roll me a.
There's no such thing as gaslighting. You made it up because you're fucking crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yikes. So I'm trying to think what would be the best thing for Leopold to roll. I'm gonna say Arcana.
Okay.
And Jofio's gonna roll something else, but kind of secretively here.
Okay. Oh, whoops. Oh, I got an 8.
8.
Wow.
Okay. So
Jofia has a -1.
Jofia has a -1 to her Arcana.
Yeah.
So she was rolling something other than Arcana, but that's all good. I was rolling with stats I have in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
So with an 8, as you look at this thing, you do not feel as if another person summoned this creature here, but this was actually Gumpton Furclaw, but he was judged on the mortal plane rather than in purgatory. So basically, he was going to hell. He was very clearly, his spirit, soul, everything was going to hell to be judged. But rather than be judged there and become a bone devil or become, part of the hosts of hell, his body changed up here.
Is it?
Crunchy. Crunchitize me, Captain. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
why did he cross over? That's very suspect.
Leo, do you say this to anyone else? Or sorry, Lofiel?
Lofiel. Are you guys separated yet? Or are you guys still the same entity?
Oh no, I love being this one energy. We overlap and say together, yes. It seems that this being is who he was, but didn't cross over to the other side, and so stayed here. It's very puzzling.
Speaking of gaslighters, it's a little suspect, a little sus. Also, Lofiel, my god, you're incredible. This is also somewhat horrifying.
Thank you. As I look into your eyes with my yellow glowing eyes.
Look away.
Like the reality of a fusion is pretty unpleasant.
I'll dismiss the form and I'll let Jofio be her separate self.
Jophiel appears as one person next to you. She seems to have some scratches and like damage.
Oh yeah, I cast Cure Wounds also to heal her damage.
You heal her up. She looks kind of lost in thought as she appears, because she generally just kind of has a bored energy to her. But as she looks at the creature, she's like, "Yeah, Leopold is for the most part correct. This is a very unusual thing to happen. Normally, if this happens, it is like a ghost. Rather than the soul moving on, it is judged to be a wraith on this plane, and it never leaves. This is not supposed to happen. This is kind of a misstep in the legal process, if you will."
So what happens when it dies here? Does it come back?
Finally, like all demons or angels that are killed on a material plane, they return to the planes that they came from. And so now his soul is well and truly in hell. But
do you think my father might know something about this? Or do you think it might have to do something with the dwarves, everyone? I mean, that's their whole thing, isn't it? Like controlling mankind. Maybe I don't know where this gets us, but we have something to talk about with Dad. Hooray! Sorry, everyone. Not to.
The last no, that's something that you get from this. I think that when you mention that if your dad would know, you see that Joe Fiel gets a very sour look on his
Oh, I
face.
can feel it.
Yeah. But then this last soldier that's still here, the one that didn't give up, he's a very old guy with like a wooden leg. Like he has like a stump leg, and he's like, "We killed him, and as good as dead now. That wasn't Gumpton. I knew Gumpton, and he was a man as good as his salt." This guy is very old, very, very old.
Yes, you're so right. That wasn't Gumpton. Oh, how horrible fate is. I want to go. I want to go home. Kubo's just
I'll go home.
Be gone, old man. Be gone.
He grumbles and he leaves. You see that he kind of leaves out the sepulcher. Do you guys like carry this body with you? What do you guys do here?
Well, your guys.
I told you I took samples of the Iker, but
Gotcha. Yeah, you have some of the blood.
I'm not taking the actual body.
Gotcha.
I'd kick it back in the damn hole and close and.
You just put it back into. Just put a bunch of like casket pieces on top of the.
Pile a bunch of on top of it.
Perfect.
Just write a note that just says sorry. Just leave it on top of there for someone else.
It's just like pristine, well-kept mausoleum, and there are these like perfect little caskets, and then there's just this one with like a bloody mess of bones sticking out of it.
Few
all the pieces of the casket just like carefully piled on top of it as much as I can. Just leave a note that just says sorry.
Guess you could say it's a no bones day.
Since you can't say it, no.
Kubo's laughing to himself while he, I don't know, putzes around the mausoleum.
Yeah. So you guys have gotten this information. You guys have managed to kill this demon, and I just want to like, because it's not obvious if you're not aware of how unique you guys are, but like that would have killed that entire room of guards easily. If you guys hadn't been in there, that would have killed all those soldiers. They didn't have magical weapons. They didn't have stuff. You guys are like Navy SEALs. That's a bad comparison. You guys are like a hit squad. Like you guys all have magical weapons. You guys are all incredibly powerful, and this thing would have killed most things as big as you. And so like I failed to illustrate it in the combat, but this would have been a much bigger deal for another group of people in the same world.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for the creepy fusion, I feel like that could have been a bit worse for all of us.
Creepy. We were angelic and holy.
Yes.
That's the fact that you think that just makes it that much creepier.
I think Joe Fiel kind of looks to Leopold and is like, see, technically that was like allowed in the contract, but I didn't think you'd actually do it. Like, like
we were Leo Yo.
I mean, unique novel experiences all over this material realm.
Joe Field. We were Joe Field.
I love it. Okay.
You guys leave, covered in a little bit of gore, not a lot. You guys managed to get a pretty clean kill there. And you guys have confirmed.
What? I said I'm immaculate.
Oh, same.
Same.
Joe Field took all that splat.
While we're leaving, Kubo's just gonna like turn off his disguise at this point because I mean.
Yeah, as you guys leave, all the people like they're like there's only one car left and it's your car. It looks like all the people attending this funeral have full on disappeared, just like fled the scene, want nothing to do with it or to be associated with anything that went down there. There was only one dead guard. It sounds like you guys just kind of left him down there. Just, fine, your prerogative to do.
Not my circus, not my monkeys. I don't know.
Yeah, I told him to leave.
So, Kyle, you guys get back to the car. You guys want to share what each of you learned?
Oh yeah, I shared it
Oh,
when I discovered
oh,
the
you mean
body.
like last session? Oh, with Efferdine? Or what do you
Well,
mean?
last session and this session, and just in general.
It's like on the way back. Um, yes. Sorry.
Okay. Well, assuming that they talked before you do, Kyle, they mentioned that they knew Efferdine was Senator Peterson's ride.
Really?
Well, you can look at Jophiel. She actually knew the whole time.
I didn't realize it was important. I apologize. Context and all.
Yeah, we gave her a stern talking to.
This is the guy we're trying to kill. You don't think knowledge of his whereabouts is important?
Well,
I didn't. And Luria fucking knew too, didn't she?
I believe so. I believe so. I don't.
Not your fault there, Jophiel, but awkward energy.
Jophie will do better. She's still learning.
He'll do better. All right. All right. Yeah. So you guys have gotten this information as well as this strange knowledge of this person being judged on the mortal realm. Something that is pretty uncommon, but seemed to happen for Gumpton. And I'll say with like research slash just what you would know kind of as you're thinking about it, Leopold, is basically it's there is at the time of the war, kind of the previous war with the Algren dwarves, there was kind of a motion to basically their actions are so morally apprehensible and morally terrible that there was a talk about having them divinely judged on the mortal plane and smit, basically like an ecclesiastical action against them because their actions were so extremely amoral, basically. And that never went anywhere because, the second that you start empowering heaven to judge souls on earth before they die, then the whole purpose of people being alive or dead or anywhere on earth just doesn't matter anymore. It's like, if you do something bad, you don't have to pay for it when you die, you just pay for it now. And so it was like, only because the war got as bad as it did was it even fielded, and it's not a thing that's done or can even be done. It would basically be like a large plea from the entire organized church of the realm to gods. It would basically be like a country-sized divine smite, or intervention, basically. And it just never went anywhere because it's just not possible, and so that's something that you would know from the war, and because you kind of are more educated about kind of divine intervention and political affair. But if that, like what they were talking about was like smiting them to hell, like literally just like all Yagran dwarves would be just smit and killed by the deity, by heaven. And this was just more like this guy was supposed to become a ghost, and instead of becoming a ghost, he became like a poltergeist, but like a demon, before he went to hell. And so that's kind of just to clarify more what happened there. That's just to make that more clear. Is there anything else you guys want to do before basically we kind of turn the rest of the session into planning for either Kyle's plan or whatever plan you guys want to do here?
I mean, if we're back at the Cadros place, Kubo wants to talk to his dad.
Okay.
Maybe everyone else does. I don't know.
Sure. I'll bring Jophia so she can help
I'll follow.
jog his memory.
It's like a Scooby Doo moment, is what I feel like is happening. I don't know how to describe it. I'm actually afraid. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna assume that we find him. Like, is he in the garden or something?
We'll say he's actually in his study when you get back. Everybody, you guys come back and he's just in his study reading a very large book that's like, this tall and he's like clearly near the end of it, and he's been scrolling through. It's clearly like a angelic legal text. As you guys come up.
Hello, Father.
Hello. And I bow.
Have some fun out there tonight, guys. Anything I can help you with?
So, Dad, what do you know about maybe people being judged here for things they're doing before going to purgatory or hell or heaven?
He kind of points at the rug, and Leopold, he like says like points at you, and basically he's like trying to signal for you guys to stand on the rug.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Everybody tries to scooch in.
Me too.
Peregrine stands up, walks around the table, stands on the rug. It's not a very large rug, so you guys are like all standing like very close to each other as he starts talking. Like, thank you for standing on the rug with me. Now we can't be spied on as easily. Is not where's Jophiel? Where's Jophiel?
What? She's right
Is
here.
Jophiel in the room with you, Leopold?
Yeah, she came in with me.
He like leans over. He's like, "Oh, hello, Jophiel. Looks like you had some fun, had some exercise, looking healthy, looking spry."
What the?
There's a moment of like kind of awkward energy, and he goes, "Well, shrugs great. Yeah, so souls being judged before they pass on. Very rare, complicated little bit of angelic legal system. There's a lot of old laws there that are very carefully regulated. Why do you ask?"
Hey, why don't you send Jofield to get my new hat? I need it to show Peregrine. Can you go do that for me real quick, Leo?
Yeah, Jofio.
Yeah. Take your time. It's very fragile. Take your time.
Her mouth just fully like does not starts to walk back. As soon as she's like within her shot, like Peregrine closes the door magically and goes like, "Thank you, great. Okay."
Yeah, I don't know why you were even saying anything to him. I just kind of pat you on the head.
She's really chill for most angels, but she's still an angel. Get out. But yeah, kind of the central theme of a very large plan that I've had in place for a long time involves the judgment of souls on the material realm. And it makes sense that there might be in a couple strange things happening in the interim, but nothing that's not expected, the occasional random thing.
What?
Oh, you mean like things turning into bone devils and slaughtering roomfuls of people?
What? Fully what? What do you mean by that?
That's exactly what happened. What Kyle said is exactly what happened.
That is literally what?
Sounds like the plan's going great then in terms of speed and progression. It's not supposed to happen that fast, which means that
What?
Okay, let's just keep everything in perspective. The man was an extremely evil person. Is that fair to say?
I'm not worried about the man. What happens when some secret monster is getting buried with full state's honors and turns into a Baylor in the middle of the fucking first church of Sheen and murders happen? Like,
maybe they question whether war is that great a thing. Maybe that would be a start. But hey, look. I just need to. We're kind of freaking out here. This is not going to happen.
That's what happens when I get eaten. When people try to eat me.
Look. It was a one-time thing. It will not be happening anytime soon.
A one-time thing. This has been going on for, as you said, what, days now? It's quite new, and it's already happened once. You have any idea how many people die in a freaking year?
This is so funny because it's kind of getting a heated conversation, and I can't stress enough. You guys are so close to each other.
I know. They're just like yelling.
Kubo's gonna punch his dad.
You're gonna punch his dad, just level a punch at him.
I think he just does, and then I think he's gonna be like, "We promised each other we would be honest, and there would be trust. What the goddamn fuck is going on?"
Okay. This is something that I've been working on for a long time, longer than you've been born, longer than I've known Ariana. But Ariana has enabled me to make the plan happen faster. And it does involve judging certain souls on the mortal plane occasionally. But it's going to be rare. I promise you. That wasn't supposed to happen. I have it under control. I didn't realize that things were progressing as fast as they were. So Jophiel can't know that I'm connected to this happening. And it is in all of your best interests, I swear, to keep trusting me on this one until we're ready to pull the trigger. This is the biggest heist. This is the biggest job any of us will ever do. And I can't have you walking around off of this rug.
What are we stealing exactly?
I can tell you that. We're not stealing anything. We are following the laws of heaven. Okay?
Are you guys like submitting like a referral for change or something? Like I have no idea what the fuck is going on. He's just pissed at you. Can you just start punching his dad? Actually,
You're trying
You're
to
just hitting him. He's not even moving as you just kind of like bash into him again and again. Guys, this is going to change the story dramatically if I tell you this right now, but I can tell you guys know something else is going on and you want to know. So
make us roll for it.
you guys want to roll for persuasion here? Kind of a thing?
Sure,
I'll let you roll
yes.
with advantage, but you guys have to tell me, do you guys want to know Peregrine's whole plan here? Because it will change the story dramatically.
Whether I do or don't, it doesn't. You know, Kyle would need to.
Kyle
Yeah.
would need to.
Whether
Okay.
I think Kubo's gonna try for it.
Okay.
16.
20? I got a dirty 20, but a 20?
20.
what am I rolling? Persuasion.
Persuasion.
$18.
Okay, so he did roll something opposed, but he tells you his plan. Everybody, this does not leave the carpet, okay? This does not leave the carpet. Don't even think about it if you're not standing on this carpet, especially you, but you already knew that. He points at Leopold. We're going to cause a hung jury in Heaven's Court.
What?
Basically, we are going to get a soul judged, and then rather than have the angelic hosts all agree as functions in a court, quite similar to what's happening with Sheen City Little Squabble right now, we are going to hang the jury, meaning they will not be able to come to a final conclusion, and that will cause the judgment to go into recess. But this is not a court of law in the sense of, mortals. This is the court that judges all mortal spirits throughout all the realms, everywhere, all the time, forever. If that goes into recess, people stop dying. The difference between angels and mortals becomes thinner and thinner and thinner, which is what I want to have happen.
Wow.
And our friend Leopold can force one of the jurors to not vote right now.
You were on this? You're for this?
Jophiel.
Jophiel is one of the jurors. And she would never not vote, even though we're close friends. But she can't vote if someone that she has a contract with refuses to allow her to.
But what the fuck? Why?
Because angels are no better than mortals, Kubo. We're just big, strong.
Doesn't mean we should live forever. That just means angels should die.
I agree to disagree. See, this is complicated. This is a complicated thing that I've been working for a long time.
This isn't complicated. Death is part of mortality. Without an end, there's no beginning. There's no meaning.
But when you die anyways, you just transform or change anyways. I'm leaving the rug. Rug.
I told you what you wanted to know. You guys wanted to know. This has been something I've been working on for much longer than your puny little, very meaningful mortal lives have been going on for. Okay?
You're giving me some pretty mixed signals on the value of life here.
Just don't tell me. Just trust me that I'm doing it in the best interest and empowerment of mortals. And
You're suspect.
How are you? Oh, I'm sorry. Are you, a non-mortal being, gonna sit here and tell me what it's like to be immortal? Why don't you check your immortal?
I don't think it's right that heaven and hell judges mortals. It's not right. Okay, so I fuck all of you. He gets off the desk, he gets off the rug, goes, sits at his table.
Kubo's been gone. I just want to.
Kubo's left.
What do you think is better to judge us?
Jophiel opens the door and has Leopold's hat, and he kind of looks in. Like, is this the hat you're talking about?
Yeah, very important. Make sure he never takes it off, or you'll both die.
Thanks, Jophiel, and I put on the hat.
I think Peregrine sits down at his desk and just starts thumbing through pages again. Looks very unhappy. You're dismissed. Both of you, you're dismissed.
We leave.
Okay. Sorry, guys, this is going off the rails. I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need some writing here. But
Good.
Does
I mean,
the bat signal go
Maddie
off?
thinks it's intriguing. Kubo is fucked.
I was able to transform.
what did you say, Kyle?
Do we need to sign the group meeting light in the sky and all go discuss what we just heard?
Yeah, we'll have some small vignettes just to kind of explore what people are thinking. Okay. So who do we want to start with? Do we want to roll to see who we're kind of interacting with here first?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll do a 1d6. 1 through 2 is Kyle. 3, 4 is is 1. So we're at Kyle. So Kyle, you're escorted / pushed out of Peregrine's room by magical energies. I had
already left.
You'd already left. Okay. And now, what is just Kyle thinking about what Peregrine has just told him?
God, forever sounds boring. He would be like, he's kind of against this.
Kyle is a proponent for mortality, huh?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Gotcha. Interesting. So you've been getting older, but even with what's her name?
Lyria will outlive him by
Yeah, and that doesn't bother him at all. He thinks that's appropriate.
I don't know. It's the way things are. It's the way they've always been. This is a little bit big of a change to the underpinnings. This is against the rules. so
is
to speak.
intense.
And I mean,
Oh.
it's like it's big for him. This is not, stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, or stealing stealing from the less stealing from the boring and giving to the entertaining.
Yeah, I think
know.
as Kyle thinks this, you don't have to like pull them out or anything, but he just remembers he definitely has several several cards prepared for if he ever wants to cheat at poker in the lining of his coat as he's thinking about how this is just against the rules. This is just not how the rules are supposed to go.
Well,
And there's a contradiction there. It doesn't have to be
there is a contradiction there.
a contradiction
You're
there.
not wrong.
That I think that Kyle might just have to think about for longer than the time he's given himself right now.
Yeah, he needs to absorb.
Okay, we cut away from that. I picture you guys kind of out like the window of the castle, the manor looking out. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3 would have been Josh. 4, 5, 6 is Kubo. And so with the 5, we cut over to Kubo. And I think Deza, was working the bone knives that you gave her, trying to turn those into something that she can throw. And what would Kubo be doing post his conversation with Peregrine?
That's really good. I've been trying to think about this because, honestly, I think he's just gonna leave for a bit. I don't know, like probably go to the ocean. Apparently, that's something he likes. Daisy can come if she catches him.
I'm just gonna roll for that. 1 second. I think Deza catches you and sees you walking out, but rather than just following you, she goes, "Kubo, should I come with you? Do you want me to come with you?"
It depends. Yeah. Yeah. I think, by the way, Kubo doesn't look pissed. I really just think that he kind of just is broken right now.
Yeah.
As you go to, you probably see Kyle stealing a car and going to go see Adlyria to sell it out. By the way, he just take
Good for you. I don't give a fuck. In the nicest way. Good for Kyle.
Well, I think you get in your car, you see him like hot wiring a car, and there's a butler standing like just off screen, like, "We'll give you the keys. Don't damage the wiring."
Okay, that's funny. That's cute. That's good. And so then, like, yeah, they just start to leave. Kubo's just gonna blitz and go. I think he would just kind of tell. Well, that's what's hard. Can he divine? This is not how it's supposed to be used. But he's gonna. Can he do the whole thing where, like, if he channels divinity, he can. Well, he can't tell her because if he says it off the rug, that is making a choice, right? Like that is
that
choosing.
would be risking people knowing that are listening in or the divine hearing it. It's a risk, but it's not necessarily like they're listening to you exactly right now.
Okay.
I think Deza doesn't say a word. I think until you broach the subject, you guys just drive in silence to the beach until you have full control of this situation. She is allowing you to kind of vent.
Right.
I
think Kubo is going to like sidestep and be like, "What if Dad had, and I guess Ariana have had something going on for like ever, none of us knew about, and it's just the same old thing. I don't really know what else to say. I want to tell you everything, but there is a good chance that if I tell you like the specifics outside of his rug or the garden, that like that'll be choosing a choice, so to speak, and stuff could happen to everyone else without their like consent. I don't know. I'm just in a silly goofy mood. I'm gonna go jump into the ocean. But I
Deza just kind of quietly nods. She says, "I've always known that I don't know, Dad has been doing something that we don't know about that is a big deal, but I never know what it was. You knew that too, right? Like he always has an iron in the fire. He always is doing something."
Sure. But it's weird because as pissed as I am, is it weird if he's kind of right? Or am I just saying that because I've been like raised as his paladin? Does that make sense?
She kind of sits back in her chair, thinks for a bit. As you guys pull into like the beach, kind of here, this area is kind of like a dark beach, and she kind of looks out the window, and as she's thinking for a while, she goes, Milo and Alexander, they're both kind of mean to me. I was the youngest kid. They were just kind of brutes. You were the first person that was like really nice to me. And the only times that Milo and Alexander were nice to me or, weren't mean to me was when Dad told them not to, basically. But he never had to tell you to be nice to me, you know? And I don't know what I'm getting at here. I'm just saying that, like, maybe it's okay that you were nice without having to be told to. Like, were you nice because you just wanted to be, or were you nice because Dad threatened you? Because I know with Milo and Alexander, they were threatened.
Um,
Uh,
this is like really sad. Okay, so it's sweet, but I think Kubo kind of is taken aback and he's like, "Well, no, I mean, Dad, I love you. You're my sister. I am sorry. I do remember Milo was a big fan of, wedgies. Anyways, but like, I don't know. I guess that's a good point. He hasn't told me what to do, and I appreciate that. But then, like, if you take away, here's what's really messing me up here, Deza. So some people just live forever, anyways, right? Like elves can live forever technically, and I guess things like that. Is it wrong if everyone gets that chance and if we start holding ourselves more accountable? But shouldn't people have that choice to opt into that sort of a system?
she looks at you totally confused.
Oh no! Oh,
She's
Kubo's
just kind of
like,
like, I don't know what you mean by that. What I was just trying to say is, like, sometimes people are just good because of the system that they're in, and sometimes they're just good because they're good. And so I don't know if Dad's causing problems for you. Is it because, are you mad at Dad because there's someone else telling you should be mad at Dad? Are you mad at Dad because he's doing anything to you?
you are very good at this, sister. He broke his promise. He said he was gonna be truthful. I get it. This is from the past. I don't know. It's the same thing. I'm mad at Mom, but it feels weird. It just feels weird, I don't want to be around them. I don't know. Kyle and Leo will have their own thoughts and feelings about things, and that's cool. I don't know what to believe. And honestly, Deza, is this pathetic? I feel like there's a part of me that's hoping that a part of the reason he has this plan of motion is because he doesn't want, if not us, at least Mom to die, and that makes me feel good. But at the same time, it's like, what the hell? You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense, actually. I'm probably wrong, though, I think is the other thing. Is she just giving him a look as he kind of goes off into trying to, like...
He's really trying to understand, and every once in a while she'll like come in with like a kind of a weird platitude, frankly, but she doesn't really understand what Kubo is getting at. You know what I mean? Like, I think she just kind of thinks that Kubo is kind of going through like a panic attack sort of a situation.
Okay.
A lot of the stuff she's saying doesn't like fully make sense to her.
Technically, if I cast... I mean, like, this sounds so, like, kind of funny. I think he's really worried about saying anything that the divines could use, which I know that there's, like, whatever. If he
Yeah.
casts Sanctuary real quick, would that make him maybe feel better about being heard or listened in on?
It couldn't hurt.
Okay, cool. What about Shield of Faith? Which would be better, do you think?
I think Sanctuary. I mean, these are totally not how the spells are used, but
No, I know. Let's just say, okay, he's gonna cast Sanctuary in this old mobster car real quick, however that looks. And then he's gonna just fill her in for the sake of time for everyone.
yeah. You tell her kind of the whole story as well as you understand it. And I think after you talk, she's just been listening very quietly. She just goes, well, are do you do good because you think heaven is going to hate you if you don't, or do you do good because it's good?
I just
Because if heaven isn't what we're judging ourselves by, then nothing Dad is doing is wrong, right?
sure, and I mean, I guess that's a good point. Like, I just try to be a good person because I think we owe it to each other. But there are some people who feel like that man today, the demon guy, his entire life felt like, well, okay, I'm not him, but like there are people out there though who have to have a system in place, which is still bad, but so long as Dad had like laws to like reform it, maybe cool. Do you think he'd even listen to us though? That's what I don't think he would do. Like he called us puny. Well, actually, wait, Kubo wasn't there for that. But like he called us like, I don't know if he would like listen to us. The thing that really gets me is that like I get his point. I love it, and like I told you, there's this pathetic part of me that's wishing like, oh look, this means he loves us. But in all seriousness, like if he's not letting people kind of like have a way to still choose or like have that bit of mortality, then like this.
We don't know. I mean, you've described what I understand as what's happening, but we don't know exactly all the details. We don't know exactly what the plan is or what things will be like once this plan is over. But it sounds like he just hates that angels feel like they're better than mortals, or like demons feel like they're more powerful than mortals. He seems to think that mortals should be equally powerful.
Which is ironic because he's kind of like a little bitch to us, but no, that's true. I'm just pissed, Daisy.
I get it. No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm gonna call him a motherfucker. Is that weird? Oh, okay. Anyways,
It felt weird. It felt weird.
I apologize for that. Listen, Deza, I appreciate this. I don't know. And then here's the thing: like he trusted all of us, which is cool. I have no idea what Kyle and Liara are gonna do, and I kind of like. Is it bad if I'm willing to go along with it just to see like if this will be fruitful? Like if there is good coming from this? You know? I guess we'll just find out. I can't control them, and I don't know. Hey, you know what, sister? I just also wanted to let you know, like, I'm sorry that they were so mean to you. You were just, I think, better than them in a lot of ways that made them insecure, in terms of the people and things.
All right, this has gotten a little too goopy for me. You're good. I'm good. It's okay. We don't got to talk about.
That's good. I have some cocaine in the glove box. Do you want to just?
Hell yeah. You guys
Thank
do
you.
cocaine on the beach.
Yes. Throw rocks. Have fun.
Okay. Sorry to be a jerk there at the end.
You're good. I was going long. I apologize. I didn't mean to, but
No,
yeah.
I just really love the idea of her being like, and that was the bridge too far. Sorry. Okay. Now, lastly, we're going to have a quick scene here with Leopold, and then I need to do a lot more writing because everything's out the window. And then we'll just talk and kind of figure out, we can do over text, like what our plans are for this assassination theater, if we're still attempting to do that. Yeah, Leopold, you guys are kind of the last people to leave the room. And Jofio is just standing there like, well, hello, my young ward. It was wonderful to do battle with you. It looked like you enjoyed yourself. Excuse me. What? She just sits there, kind of looks at you. She's just kind of totally vacant. What's Leopold thinking? I don't know if I can hear him. Josh, I think you're muted.
My God, I was muted. Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Repeat what you said?
What are you thinking? Jophiel is standing there with you. She seems very blasé, very unaffected. She has not heard the meat of what you were talking about, but she knows that Peregrine was talking to you.
Oh, I thought she was away after she gave me my hat. Okay. I'll keep her entertained. I don't want her to feel like she's excluded or like we're doing shitty things. I I'll let her be, and I want to watch over her and see what she does and her actions, and she does anything shady on the low.
Yeah, I guess yeah. You just let her walk around the house for a while, and you just kind of watch her. And she does a lot of like standing in front of windows, looking outside, contemplating. Then she'll turn to like a book, put her finger to it, but doesn't pull it off the shelf. Um, and you get the sense that she is, uh, hmm, kind of like a profoundly bored person in a place that is slightly more interesting. It's as if she is like a librarian that went to a new library, but all the books are only slightly different. She's just very, very bored. And like there are a couple times where your eyes meet and you think she's gonna be like, "Oh, I know you were talking about stuff," and if that happens, but rather than her going like, "Oh, I know that you know something I don't know," what you get is like, I know you're trying or talking about something that I don't know about. It's not like you're going to be able to do anything. Like, it is very like, there's not a world in which your plan works in Joe Field's mind. She doesn't even know what the plan is, but she just does not think that there is a loophole anywhere to anything when it comes to heaven.
Damn. I mean, well, obviously I'm not gonna tell nobody that, but uh, I mean,
Kind
I
of giving
believe
off
in.
I am inevitable vibes.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in the team. I feel like our plan. Mm, I don't know. Well, let's see, because I don't even know if she'll listen to my command in general. So it's already could be the first issue. I mean, okay, and
So you
that's how I'll
don't
spend my day.
Okay, so you just putz around with Joe Fiel as she kind of goes full Joker mode, just kind of walking around the house looking very pensive. Um, yeah, I think this is a kind of a weirder session. I wanted to give us some combat, and I forgot that you guys are monsters. But I liked where this went, even though we're ahead of the ball in a lot of ways. Um, so we'll talk afterwards, and we'll chat about how you guys want to plan stuff. But I think I'm going to end the recording here, and then we can just kind of chat about the table in general. Okay.